Welcome to Crown and Confident, the official podcast of the Sophia Project. I'm your host, Precious Berry, and I am excited to kick off this journey with you. This podcast is all about empowering and uplifting and celebrating the voices of young women who are stepping into their power with confidence and purpose. For our very first episode, we have the honor of sitting down with the incredible Ms. Leslie Gill, a powerhouse leader and advocate for women. She is the president and CEO of Rung for Women, where she's dedicated to helping women climbing the ladder of economic success. With over 25 years of leadership in nonprofit and community building, she has been at the forefront of empowering women, children, and families. And today is extra special because Leslie is one of our honorees at the Little Black Dress Brunch Inn. This event is all about celebrating dynamic women who lead, inspire, and uplift others. So we're diving into what truly means to wear your crown boldly, navigating challenges with grace, and embracing confidence at every stage of life. So whether you're turning in on your way to class, winding down for the night, or just looking for some inspiration, this space is for you. Let's get into it. How you doing, Ms. Leslie? I'm super excited to be speaking with you today.
How are you? I am honored to be here and excited about the conversation.
Can you tell us a little bit more about you and all the work that you are doing in the community? Because over 25 years in just leadership,
Precious,
that's a lot.
Precious, you make me sound so old. 20 years. I hadn't, yes, I've been in my career that long, primarily working on behalf of families and women and children. I've spent most of my career in the nonprofit sector. Out of college, I worked in municipal government in Washington, D.C. I worked for the mayor of Washington, D.C. And that was really a transformative experience helped me really narrow my interest in public service and really helped me think about how I want to serve and what my purpose would be. So I'm so eternally grateful for my time in municipal government in Washington, D.C. and the mayor that I worked for and how it really shaped my career. And so now I get to lead an organization that really is committed to women moving up the economic opportunity ladder and ultimately making more money so that they can change the trajectory for themselves, their families, and generations to come. So I am super excited to be here. I am honored to receive this award. And I have to admit, I got some real cool points from my 13-year-old daughter for earning an award from the Sophia Project. So I'm super proud of that work and so excited to be on this journey.
Yeah, that's amazing in itself. As we know, it's very important that we have women representing in our communities or in this nation itself. So just having you on those front lines is amazing. But speaking about your career, you are the president and CEO of Rung for Women. Can you just briefly speak about that for a minute?
Yeah, so Run for Women is a career accelerator. We really focus on helping women move into careers where women have historically been underrepresented. So manufacturing, technology, geospatial, those types of career pathways where, you don't always see women who look like you and I in those spaces. And so we provide technical training so that they can move into those new career pathways. And most importantly, I think in our work is we surround women with like-minded women who are on a journey to self-sufficiency, to transformation, to making more money so they can, plan for retirement, send a kid to college, or just take a simple vacation. And so we opened our doors in March of 2021. We're getting ready to welcome our 8th class. So more than 500 women in just under 4 years. And so I'm proud of the work that our team does every day. I'm proud of the women that we get to serve and support on their new journeys. And I'm really proud of St. Louis for, being willing to invest in women. There's always more that we can do as a region, as a community, as people. But I do think the support that we have received as an organization is really a testimony to the commitment that this community has to women and that growing commitment to women. So I'm just excited about the future. Our growth has been tremendous over the past 4 years. And I'm just looking forward for how we serve more women in the future.
As a St. Louis native myself, I've always told people that St. Louis is worth saving. Coming from a provisionally accredited school district like Riverview Gardens, I always felt like that I had to represent, and I had to rectify those misconceptions and stereotypes that they put on young women and just young people of color. And I had to figure out, how can I step away from that and still stand in my purpose and still represent. So my next question that I wanted to ask you is, what is a fun fact that a lot of people don't know about you? Like, I always want to ask that question because I'm really curious to know.
Fun fact about me is most people don't know that I trained to be a professional boxer.
Well,
Yeah, so I thought I was going to be the next Layla Ali.
you could be.
So, out of college, early in my career, I was then and I still am super active. I love to exercise, and I really just had an affinity for the sport of boxing and decided to give it a try. And so I never had a professional fight. I was pretty close, but I love the sport. I follow it. I followed it and follow it pretty intensely. And I'm really proud to see women making their mark on the sport of boxing. So it's one of those sports where, much like our mission of getting women into careers where women have been underrepresented, is certainly a sport where there was little to no female representation until, the modern day. And so I just, it was a fun fact. Most people don't know that I did that, but I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
That is amazing within itself. Just speaking about being a leader in your community, have you ever had any mentors, like growing up or even still now? What does mentorship mean to you?
For sure. So I actually have always had my own personal board of directors. And so that is a group of people that really hold me accountable personally for the goals that I set for myself every year, every couple of years. And that personal board of directors changes as I change. And so I've always had really great men and women in my life who pushed me, who saw things in me that I didn't see in myself. And so I'm just really grateful for those mentors, those friends, those family members who hold me accountable and push me every day, and have helped me get to the level of success that I've achieved so far.
Yeah, that's very important. Was there any advice that you had to give to yourself along the way, or any advice that you would have to tell your daughter as she's growing in life? Like, what is something that you feel that is very important for you to just keep you going or keep you grounded in who you are?
Yeah, I definitely believe in trust and trusting the process, establishing and cultivating trust with people. And that takes time, right? And so I, often say, you as a leader, you have to be honest, you have to be authentic, you have to show up for people in the way you want them to show up for you. And so that is, how I lead. I am very, comfortable admitting when I'm wrong. I'm very comfortable apologizing and, owning my mistakes. I think, as leaders, it's a really important attribute that, is that you have to be comfortable doing, right? And so I would say trust, authenticity, and just, admitting when you're wrong are the key components to for me as a successful leader.
How do you stay motivated in your difficult times?
Say, my faith is incredibly important. Finding those moments for self-care and rejuvenation. For me, change of scenery is important. So when I am having difficult moments and when I'm grappling with, big decisions or hard problems, I like to step away. Travel is part of that. And for me, so getting out of St. Louis, getting a change of scenery, collecting my thoughts, and then coming back with a renewed sense of purpose and ability to tackle the problems ahead of me. So I would say, travel and change of scenery are big components of my self-care process and staying motivated. I should say exercise is also a big one for me. I try to do something active every day. It is something that I encourage our team to do, our staff to do, the people around me. You only get one body and you've got to be good to it. And so I try to, do what I can to really use my body, push my body so that my brain and all the things kind of work in sync. And so my faith, exercise and change of scenery are the things that really keep me grounded and motivated.
Speaking about just traveling, I had the opportunity of traveling out the country. When was that? Like last year for the first time.
Nice.
I went to Senegal in
Oh my
West
gosh.
Africa.
So
Yeah.
I have a little, she's not little, she's grown now. I should stop saying that. But my bonus baby, my mentee, she went to
Oh,
Senegal when she was an undergraduate at URSL,
really?
and she loved that program. So,
Yeah, it was definitely a life-changing experience for me,
yeah,
especially like going out of the country for the first time, dealing with, adapting to a different environment that you haven't been exposed
yeah,
to music and to culture in itself.
yeah,
So I had to experience a lot. I will be honest with you, it was difficult in the beginning
sure.
because, you deal with homesickness but overall I had an amazing time. It was more of a learning experience for me through it all, through religion, through culture, through etc.
Yeah.
And I would say that it was a blessing within itself to still have that opportunity to travel so far,
Yeah.
as being a young person,
Yeah.
as a freshman too in college. So I was like, oh my goodness,
That is so awesome. I'm so proud of you. Where are you going next?
that's a good question. This summer I'm doing it specifically just strictly internships with university.
Okay, put it on your priority list. Put it on your
Yes.
things to do. I think, travel, international travel is
Hmm.
such a gift, right?
Yeah.
To be able to experience other cultures, other languages, to be in international environments. It helps us people in our day-to-day walk and to understand what other folks go through.
Yeah.
I actually have a MBA, but an emphasis in international business. And so
Oh,
I love culture. I love experiencing, other cultures. Cannot even count the number of countries I've been to at this point, but there's so many more that I want to go to. So I absolutely encourage anyone to do as much international travel as you can, prioritize it. It's such a great exposure for young people. And it gives you just a different life perspective. So travel is one of my favorite things.
I can tell you said you can't even count. I'm at one.
That's
You're
right.
like,
Look, you keep living, as they say, keep living.
yeah, that leads me to my next question is what advice do you have for the next generation of young women stepping into their power?
It's a good one, Precious. I like to really be practical. And so
Yeah.
my words of wisdom are often around find the things that matter to you the most and put
Yes.
the most amount of energy into those things. And so then from that, you will identify your purpose and your passion. I am a big believer of working in spaces where you can be fulfilled
Right.
and, where you can be passionate in sports. And, when I was in college, I thought I would be a sports agent. I always knew that I wanted to marry my passion and purpose with making a living, right? So I didn't want to just work a job every day. I wanted to really do something that would be fulfilling. And so, while I'm not a sports agent, I still love sports, but I absolutely tell you without a shadow of a doubt, the work that I get to do every day is fulfilling, it's purposeful, and it really does not feel like work.
Right.
And so I encourage, young people to follow their passions, especially young women. Go into fields that make you feel good, that make you feel proud, and then work won't feel like work. And so I think that's all we can ask.
I personally live by the motto by the late great Congresswoman Shirley Chisholm. She states that if they don't give you a seat at the table, bring a folding chair.
Absolutely.
And
All day
yeah,
long.
and I realized that I had to bring that folding chair to rooms where I felt like that I was going to be.
Having a seat at the table and being able to have the confidence to use your voice is absolutely a gift.
Right.
It's a gift to you. It's a gift to others. I never, ever looked at being Black, being a woman, or being young as a handicap. I know spaces. I know the purpose that I bring. Certainly, there are going to be those who don't welcome it. But
Yeah.
you know what? I was born this way. I get to live as a Black woman every day, and I am grateful for that gift. And so I have never, even though, society wants to make us think that it
Yeah.
is a handicap, I have personally never felt like, a seat at the table wasn't important. And I, use my voice. I know diplomacy and how to show up in certain spaces so
Yeah.
that people can hear and receive what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I just, as Black women, I don't want us to see ourselves as
Yeah.
as a handicap or as a detriment. I mean, we are a gift to this world. We have so much to offer, and we have to be confident and secure in how we show up. And, it won't always be well received, but
Yeah.
what matters is that we're getting our voice and our message across. And so that is what I encourage. I lead an organization of 99% women of
Yes.
all backgrounds, all ages, all races, all ethnicities. And my message is the same for all women, right? Like, we are a gift to this world, and we are necessary, we are needed, and we should have a place at every table.
Yeah. That's definitely something that I have personally grown to know. I realized that when you are walking into these rooms, I always remind myself of like where I came from and how far that I've gotten to where I am. I feel like when we look into society and we see a lot of women getting all these awards, we have to realize that they had to get to these awards. They had to get through.
It's a journey for
Yes.
sure. Yeah,
It's a
absolutely.
journey, their journey. Yeah.
It's a journey, and it's your journey, and not everyone's journey is going to be different, right? And so I just think that we have to embrace the power and the gift of a journey, right? Because there are so many people who didn't have these opportunities and didn't live long enough to have journeys. And so
Right.
I just try to see the blessing in every opportunity, and to know that, this is a gift. The work that I get to do is a gift. And the impact that I get to have is a gift. And the fact that I get to do something that I love is an absolute gift.
It's amazing and a blessing within itself.
It is.
Before we get into our rapid fire questions, I wanted to ask you one quick question.
Yeah.
Is if you could give your younger self one self-piece of advice, what would it be?
Gosh, what would I give my younger self? Lord, what would I say to my younger self? I've always been pretty self-motivated and incredibly focused. I finished college in 3 years, and, I would tell my younger self to enjoy the moment, to slow down and enjoy the moment. I think as young people, sometimes we're so, in such in a hurry to like grow up and be grown adults and do all the things. And there's plenty of time for that, right? So enjoy every age and stage and enjoy every moment. I can definitely look back on my journey and see times where, I was really pushing myself harder than I needed to, right? Trying to get ahead, finishing college in 3 years because I wanted to get into the workforce. And, what I didn't know is like, once you start working, you got to pay bills and take care of yourself and do all the things. And I'm like, well,
That's
what?
true.
The rush to do any of this. So I just would say enjoy every moment and live in the moment. And, caution folks from trying to look so far into the future.
Uh-huh.
I have this woman who was a dear mentor of mine. Her name is Jane Smith. She was the president of Spelman College. I had lots of opportunities to sit with Jane. And the one thing she said to me that always stuck with me is that, there are 4 quarters in life. And, the first quarter is 0 to 25, right? So that's when you're under your parents' tutelage and you're becoming kind of a person, and you're probably going to college and getting through college. And then 25 to 50 is the second quarter. That's when you're likely focused on career, working your hardest, trying to build family. And that's when you can amass your greatest amount of wealth. 50 to 75, you can still be working, but you're starting to like ease back a bit and take your foot off the gas. And then 75 to 100 is when everybody else is supposed to take care of you. So when I think about the 4 quarters of life, like that 0 to 25, enjoy every second.
Live in the moment.
Live in the moment. Don't rush to get to the 25 to 50 because that's a whole different quarter.
Yeah.
That comes with a whole different set of circumstances and responsibilities. So just enjoy every moment, every quarter of life, and know that, what's coming up is for that point in time.
Yeah. I needed to personally hear that, and I hope whoever is listening needed to hear that too. That's That is one good piece of advice.
Slow
Oh my
down. Just slow down. Enjoy the moment. Like, even if, you're in those moments where you feel like, oh God, I gotta hurry up and do something, just pause and count to 10 and give yourself a moment to like just relax and be in that moment.
Yeah, it's amazing. Okay, let's get into our rapid fire questions. Are you
Okay, I'm
ready?
excited. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Morning.
Favorite song that hypes you up?
Music. So a
Mhm.
favorite song that hypes me up. I mean, I'm gonna have to go with "Then I Like Us" by Kendrick Lamar right now.
Just about to say. About to say.
It's probably a toss-up between that and "This Girl Is on Fire," like by is that
Yeah.
Alicia Keys?
Yes.
I love music. Kendrick is top tier right now.
Yes. He
And
is.
look, and my 13-year-old is gonna be so embarrassed that I use top tier, but he is top tier. And she would probably
He
pick
is.
and she would pick Rod Wave, but that's a whole different story. Yeah. But I'm gonna go with
Yeah.
Kendrick right now.
Stepping into my Gen Z, I would say he is that guy right now.
Yes.
Yes.
Look, I don't know what gen I am, but I'm gonna agree with you.
Yes. Okay. Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Dream vacation spot.
Ooh, I have so many. Right now, I'm gonna say Morocco.
One word that describes your leadership style.
Abundance.
Okay. I think you successfully passed that.
Okay. Thank you. It was so
Yeah.
good to you. I appreciate you so much.
I had an amazing time speaking with you. Is there a social media or website that you would love to direct people to that might be listening in?
Absolutely. We encourage all of your listeners to go learn more about Rung for women, and that's Rung.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. I had an amazing time. This is Ms. Leslie Gill, the president and CEO of Rung for Women. She's an amazing asset in our community, and we cannot wait to see all the amazing work that she is going to be doing here in St. Louis and overall, I would say internationally, because I'm speaking that into existence.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
we thank you for coming on Crowned and Confident with the Sophia Project, and we hope to see you again. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Very good.